Love, peace, and salutations. My name is Michael J. Turner. I'm the SouthWst Shaman, the Earl of Arizona. You are now shining with the Arizona sun. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here, which is wherever you're at. Coming with love from AZ. This is StereoPHX 888. This channel is about personal development, abstract personal development. I say that because everybody's personal development is unique. It's about how I'm changing my life from low vibe to high vibe. And the essence of that deals with knowledge of self. I just want to describe to you the nature of what I dealt with. And if this is for you, you'll know off the top because you're searching for something, as I was. And in the end, I'm just trying to find a way to reach you. Because if you're like me, you were lost within yourself. I was lost dealing within myself, of dealing with myself, and how I could, wrestling with how I could achieve anything given the circumstances I had created, not knowing that I had created them. That was the issue, you know what I mean? The big issue at hand. So I'm just giving you the jewels that I've picked up along the way. I'm sharing with you how I'm saving myself, because I can't save you, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. At the end of the day, I'm your peer. I'm a peer support. And but I call myself the SouthWst Shaman because I'm a healer. I heal and I'm starting with myself. I'm not going to give you anything that ain't working for me. And basically, I'm like the X-Man that levels you up. Surely by being in my vicinity, in my proximity, or in connection with this video even, I'm leveling you up. You know, sometimes, and in my history has been that I've left myself at a low, despite leveling those up around me, or having that be my service. But now I understand that it's all about, defining that service and making that service to God. And that way, everything I do is significant. Everything I do is significant, and everything I do is divinely ordained and charged and seen and watched over in that manner, with that aspect added to it. And now it's guided as well. See, I'm synchronized, and I'm almost somewhat concerned about the level of where the synchronicity is going to be taken when AI truly arrives, because synchronicity is a different definition to a machine like that. And in the end of the day, the technology only imitates things that we can do as human beings, H-U-E, man beings. See, I'm giving it to you right now. I'm giving you the jewels. I'm giving you the knowledge. Look, man, I had to look deep within myself because the answers were within. I dealt with problems that were external, right? Or so I thought they were. It was only a projection of what was going on within myself. I want to share with you some crazy experience I've had recently. So I watched various individuals for divination, guidance, and motivation, and it was already. And this I want to go back to talking about synchronicity, like I did in a previous video. But it was brought to me that I should start to wear the color yellow, and see, this color would have something to do with my childhood. But here's the thing: as I received that message, I was already wearing the color yellow. I had already decided that I need to do that within my own mind. This is what lets me know I'm synced up, right? So here's the trippy thing, right? Apparently this color, the yellow, is significant for me. And well, of course, you have different chakras, and if you don't know about chakras, you're gonna have to look it up and do the work. This is how I get you to learn and do the work. Don't believe anything I say, look it up for yourself. Chakras, there's a different color assigned to each chakra, and that chakra, that color, can help to cleanse that chakra, if you will, because that's what's necessary for the flow. We're trying to get into a flow state. You know what I'm saying? I'm an MC and I flow, and all these things seem to be coming together in a major way, in a meaning for my life. Okay, so I'm in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. It's spring, right? The Palo Verde trees are springing out with this yellow pollen, this vibrant yellow color, pollen, and it's so significant. I mean, I didn't notice it like this last year. I'm not sure. So the way I feel is it's a perfect. That is the confirmation right there of the fact that My external is nothing but a reflection of my internal. The synchronicities are there, man. They've been there my whole life. But I was always able to identify them in retrospect rather than in current time or ahead of the time. And here's some other trippy stuff. I think I may have been running from this my whole life, right? And I went to treatment for about 5 months, 6 months, or something like that. Yes, I deal with substance abuse issues. I have for a long time, about almost 20 years of my life. I found that it's the opiates. The reason they're in place for people is because they block dreams. That's one of the reasons, just one of the reasons, to disrupt the vibration, to disrupt the frequency, you know. And for me, it's something I've ran from. I'm currently taking Suboxone as a prescription medication to deal with opioid abuse disorder, and I use it as a maintenance to slowly get off of it on my time and deal with life at the same time, because I led myself to such a strong vibration attachment with that frequency. It takes a lot to break away because it reverberates and comes back around and wants to reattach, you know. So anyway, I feel as though what I may have been running from with all these things, you know, and I'm finally unlocking now, is this internal connection that's giving me all this information, data uploads, essential inspiration, revelation. And when I was in treatment for about 5 months, I had 2 instances in which I dreamt of something and then it happened within a short period of time. I'm talking about a week. It happened about a week later, if that, 5 days later. Twice. It happened twice, okay? Alright, now we're getting into the sauce. I want to give you something that I experienced yesterday. I took psilocybin. I take psilocybin as a therapy for mental health, and to it's been part of my process to break free from my old frequency and go from low vibe to high vibe. I also feel as though there are many of us in the year of the 9, which is 2025 right now, that are being brought to the forefront because of how low we were, but it's our experience that was for us, not happening to us. Therefore, it provided the superpowers like X-Man. Because if you were familiar at all, not even at all, I mean, I would say kind of closely, there's X-Men movies, Marvel X-Men movies, where Deadpool, right? And in the process of Deadpool gaining his powers, he learns that the way they're giving the mutants powers is they're putting them through extreme trauma. Trauma is activation, and boy, I've had some trauma. Bahama, mama. Look, all things must take place. All things must be seen through the eye of the Most High. I'm just a vehicle for that, because I am connected to that. I am, and so are you. You know, just realize it, know it, walk in it. I'm an avatar. You know, look at films and cinema, music. The information has been within that, and right in front of us. Man, I'm starting to try to just realize that life is completely up to me as far as like how it plays out. But I used to be in that mode of like, you have to put your nose to the grindstone, I guess, and deal with it in the physical realm. But in actuality, you have to deal with it internally. It's the only way, because everything starts there first. But it had to be made apparent to me that that's the operation through which things take place. I was too smart for my own good, if you will, when it comes to dealing with banging my head against the wall repeatedly, and the trauma that the aforementioned trauma, when it comes to the decisions and choices that I was dealing with, like the drug abuse, the toxic relationships, the street hedonism, as I like to refer to it as. The tales of street hedonism that I have are insane, but and they still pale in comparison to those of others. But let's just say I got shot in the face when I was 19, 39 now. Took me all this time to really understand that happened for me. I mean, I kind of knew then, but I didn't know why, and I didn't understand how the trauma had affected me, or what it did to, what it did for me, or what had happened. It's taken me my whole life. It's taken me my whole life. And it goes deeper, man. The information's on my channel about my whole story, but this is what I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to give you it in a new way, I guess. I'm not trying to tell you anything about... I'm not a tarot. I'm not a divination. I'm the walking testament, an example of how this can be done. This is what I am, because I am the person that stole, cheated, lied, did the dope, did the prison time, had the hookers, all those things. I mean, tried literally, or was it a force trying to, who knows, but tried literally to kill my spirit. But no. And it was only through a process of spiritual self-discovery that I can honestly say that I've been able to alchemize. That's what this is about. Boom. Thank you. I get these understandings through talking, through the conversation. It's like, this is what I do. I haven't quite got a label for it, other than I am the SouthWst Shaman, because of these things. This is how it's alchemy, right? I'm teaching how to alchemize life strictly through my own experiences and my own every day as the example. Like, this is how it's done because I'm doing it, and the proof is there. Anybody could tell you. Anyone, if you really had to look. Even if you look at my history of videos, you can tell. Motherfucker was dealing with some shit. Right there, even. Excuse my language. So, this is the idea. I was doing it subconsciously always, unconsciously rather, and subconsciously in my life. I was always alchemizing. I was always doing that by basically maintaining an optimistic outlook. But now I'm starting to understand that there's more. It can go even further. There's more control to be had there if I choose. But it has to do with what's interesting is the paradox is that the control comes with letting go. Isn't that something? Right. So this is my therapy at the same time. Simultaneously, I'm trying to find a way to get to you, man. I'm trying to find you, because I know I can't have been the only one searching. But I think at first I was doing it without knowing. And, well, yeah. Simultaneously, I do various creative... I'm an artist through and through, hence the background. So the world, it was somewhat stifling in the workforce always. But I guess it's been a struggle for me to find a way to juggle all these things and do all these things as I feel compelled to do. Have you ever just felt compelled to do something? Have you ever just and to the point that you just have to do it, right? That you must. I feel as though that's why I do what I do, and I have always have remained true to the path of at least producing works of art, works of human, let me repeat that, HUE, man, experience as a service to the Most High. Like and subscribe, yo.